Today, it's about making your own vegetable broth. It's about taking this celery and all kinds of vegetables and making your own broth. I can't wait to share this with you. Before we get started though, be sure and hit the like, subscribe, and the bell. There's so much I want to teach you, and I want to teach you primarily how to be confident in the kitchen. I want to teach you how to be confident with your health, and most importantly, be confident in understanding that God loves you. So today it's about making your own vegetable broth. It helps to know that making your own vegetable broth is not meant to be overwhelming because you can do this anytime you want. It is so simple, and you do not need to be paying that extra high dollar for organic vegetable broth in the store. You can make your own with just the scraps in your kitchen. If you're going to cook it, which you are, you're going to need one of three appliances. The first would be a crock pot. The second would be kind of a Dutch oven pot, or whatever you want to call your deep cooking pot, your soup pot. You could use that, or you can also use an Instant Pot. All three options are going to work perfectly. So whatever you have on hand, just use that. You don't need to buy an expensive appliance. Now, second of all, you need vegetables. So today we're going to be using some celery. I've got some asparagus from my garden. We have some kale that I cut from my garden. And I have some onions, carrots, tomatoes, green peppers, mushrooms. Now don't let my grocery list of all of these foods overwhelm you either, because you can make it as simple as you want with just some onions and celery. That would make a delicious vegetable broth. I just brought extra vegetables to give you a variety of ideas. To this, we've got the mushrooms. We're gonna add some garlic, some bay leaves, all of that. And the easy part is you don't have to chop it up into nice fine pieces. You can just chop chunks. Today I'm just gonna go ahead and cook this on the stove. I could cook it on the stove for a couple hours and I will have a really good broth. So I have some organic celery here. I cut off the bottom and have washed it. The bottom piece that I cut off, I'm actually gonna put in the garden and grow some more celery. I do not need these pieces to be small. And so they could just be, a couple inches long, and I could just cut it right in there. I'm going to save these for another recipe, but I really want as many leaves as possible because that is where there is a burst of flavor. So I've got my celery. I have some of my asparagus from the garden, and then we have tomatoes. Once again, I don't really care how I cut them up. I just want to cut them up. They're going to cook down anyway, and I'm going to get all of the nutritional value out of them. When my garden is producing tomatoes, I will make a lot more vegetable soup and vegetable broth, and then just can that so I can have it and enjoy it all year long. We've got some carrots. I love the colors. You don't have to do the different colors. You can just use whatever you have on hand. Also, when you have vegetables that you haven't used up, like let's say you take this onion and you go ahead and you peel it for another recipe. Well, it looks like we got a bad spot on our onion. So I'm just gonna cut around that. I even can use the paper of the onion in this soup. So next time you peel an onion and you have the paper left over, you could actually save that in the freezer until you make your next batch of vegetable broth. Okay, so I'm just going to cut around that bad spot. It doesn't mean the whole onion is bad, just that one spot. And I just won't be using as much onion as I was hoping to. But you can see, I actually don't really want that hard spot. So I can see I can cut all the way around that. There we go, and I'll just leave that out. So mushrooms also, they are going to add nutritional value. When you study about gut microbiome, mushrooms are so helpful to building the gut microbiome. So if you buy a lot of mushrooms, it's like, wow, I am just not going to get through these before they go bad. Throw them in the freezer. They will work in your soup. Yeah, so we've got the carrots. We got the kale as well. Now this is kale out of my garden, so I'm just going to go ahead and take off the stems and just tear it up and put it in there.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Once again, we're not looking for specific sizes. I got one piece of asparagus left. Just going to throw that in there. And the stems really could go in there as well, and that would be fine. And then I'm going to throw in some pepper. I just want to cut around the seeds. I don't really need the seeds in my soup, but you never know. Someday they may come out and say, oh, pepper seeds are the next superfood. So, and then we'll all be saying, oh no, I threw it away. There we go. You can see all of these going in. I don't really care about the sizes. It's just a matter of just chop it up and put it in. Now, if you have some fresh garlic, that would be good to put in it as well. I'm going to go ahead and add my dehydrated garlic granules, just sprinkle some of that in there. And I like to have some salt, so you could use salt or you could use the Morton's Nature Seasoning, which has just kind of been my favorite for a lifetime. And that's really it. Next, I just need to add some filtered water, and then we'll let it cook for about 1 hour, maybe 2 if I feel like I want to do it a little bit longer. And we will have the best vegetable broth that you're going to say, I'm never going to buy this again. So remember, this could just be your leftover scraps from your other salads or your kitchen's recipes. You just do not want to use any of the cruciferous other than the kale, because the cauliflower, the broccoli, all of those, they're very bitter, and it's going to make your soup taste horrible. Now, when you're adding the water, it would be around 12 cups, but I'm really just going to fill it up. And I'm also, besides making a mess, I'm using my filtered water because that's just something we need to pay attention to. I want to make sure I'm putting good, clean water on my soup. So let me go ahead and finish up adding enough water. Once again, I'm using my purified water to make sure I have good quality water. I don't want any contaminants. Now, if you think you need it, you could add a couple bay leaves. I really think we have enough flavor in here that it's going to taste amazing like it is. But if you feel like, well, it's just a little bit bland, then yes, add some bay leaves and let that cook in there. All right, I'm going to put this on the stove and I'm going to cover it, and we are ready to let that cook. I'm going to cook this on a medium-high heat, and that would be perfect for us. I might want to come in every once in a while and just kind of stir it up, make sure the vegetables are cooking thoroughly, even down in the bottom. And oh, this is going to be so good. Well, here is our broth. It is completely ready, and if you were in my kitchen right now, you'd be saying, wow, what smells so heavenly? This is it. Our broth is ready. This can be hot, and it can also be heavy. So if you have time, now I really don't have time because I want to finish your video, but if you have time, I would let this cool. So if it splatters on you, it's not going to burn you. You're going to need a really good strainer, such as this one that I'm using here. It fits perfectly in this bowl. You can just see the color of that broth. That is so much richer than anything you would ever buy at the store. Oh, this is so good. Now, I'm not just going to lift this out, I'm actually going to really press those vegetables because I want every bit of that nutrition from those vegetables in my broth. Yes. And there we go. So there's our broth. Look how rich that, it almost looks like a beef broth because of all the rich colors from our vegetables. Our next step is going to be, how are we going to store it? Now, with all of the canning I do, I always have the supplies on hand. So having one of these funnels so it'll go perfectly into a mason jar. You can also use your pasta sauce jars. Just be careful, everything needs to come to room temperature before you put it in the freezer or the refrigerator, specifically the freezer. Even our good mason jars can break if we put them in the freezer before they have cooled to room temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and just ladle this in and fill up this jar. I want to leave some space. If I'm going to put it in the freezer, I need to leave some freezing space for it to expand. Well, there we have our vegetable broth. And does that not look gorgeous? That is not what you're going to get in the grocery store. And you're going to pay so much more in the grocery store to get good quality. And who knows if it's even good quality. Most of the time it's just salted water. This is going to be a bomb in your digestive system, and I mean that in a good way. And you can do this. You can do this on a low budget. You can do it on a no budget. You can feed your family well. I want you to be confident in your health. This is going to help build your microbiome. This is going to help you just be satisfied. And this is an excellent broth to drink as a soup during any fasting. Intermittent fasting, it would not interfere with that. And if you're doing the Daniel fast, it would fit in that as well. So I just want you to recognize, be confident in the kitchen, confident with your health, and most importantly, be confident in knowing God loves you. He's loved you from the moment of conception. He loves you with an everlasting love, and that will never go away. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com. Until next time.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Are you ready to have more fun in life and not be plagued with sickness and tiredness? At the Reclaim Retreat, we see transformations happen as soon as you arrive at this anointed place, a sacred space where God is at work and you can truly rest in His presence. Join a community of like-minded individuals ready to reclaim their health, their joy, and their God-given purpose. Come be refreshed, be renewed, be transformed. Spots are limited. Save yours today. Register now at biblicalwellnessretreat.com and reclaim what God has already promised you.